What's up, fruitful investors? In this video, I want to talk about a very important topic, and that is how to not get screwed by contractors when you're renovating your property. So, as I always say, the number one person who's likely going to screw you in your business, it's not going to be your realtor, it's not going to be your mortgage broker, not your lawyer, not your accountant. It's probably going to be your contractor. It's so easy for them to rip us off on these properties. And give you a backstory a bit about me. You know, I'm a contractor by trade. I did my apprenticeship as a carpenter. I had my own business renovating properties strictly for real estate investors before I became a realtor and a real estate investor. So I know a lot about this topic, and I know what to look for when looking for contractors, as I used to be one and work around them on a daily basis. So the number one thing you want to keep in mind when you're trying to find a contractor is use your gut. So to back up a little bit, before you find one, first ask other local real estate investors in your area, who are they using? And the last resort, go look on Craigslist, Kijiji, etc. Try and find them. That's actually where I find a lot of my contractors, is on those kind of websites, surprisingly. But again, I'm using these 5 tips to filter, them out when I'm looking at them. So number one, once you find one and you meet them, have them quote on your property. And when they're there quoting, use your gut. Your gut is very good at, seeing bad people, and you'll know when someone comes in and they're just not right, they're talking more than they think that they can handle or whatever. You'll know when something's fishy if you listen. A lot of us don't listen to our gut, and I've been screwed by contractors so many times. And yes, I was a contractor, and yes, I have a savvy business, and I still get screwed from time to time. And when I do, it's when I ignore this. I see the signs, I see the bad reviews on Google, and I say, you know what? He was pretty nice on the phone. I'm gonna give him a shot. The guy fucked me. This is what happens over and over again when you don't listen to your gut. So very important to do that, because I can guarantee if you get screwed by a contractor, you'll look back and you probably had a feeling that was gonna happen. All my best contractors now, my best people on my team, I never had this feeling when I met them, and they turned out amazing. I have 2 really good crews that work for me pretty much all year long on all my properties, and I found them online, Craigslist, Kijiji, right? But I didn't get this feeling when I met them. They were good guys, they had nice trucks, their clothes was clean. Their clothes was clean. I don't know how to talk. Their clothes were clean. They had company shirts, like whatever, right? They just seemed presentable. They spoke proper English, not like I did 2 seconds ago. So the second thing you want to do is get referrals. And I don't know how to spell referrals here, so that was always a tough word for me to spell. Okay, so get referrals from other local real estate investors, like I said, other realtors, property managers, especially. If you have a good connection with a good property manager, ask them for their contractors or who they know. When I ask my property manager for a cleaning guy or girl, for a carpenter, for a plumber, electrician, they always have somebody. He spits it off to me in 30 seconds. They have a huge Rolodex of contractors because this is all they do, is fix their clients' properties, right? The third thing, in a very important way that I kind of protect myself, is I get them to quote on my jobs labor only. So I buy all of the materials. I get the materials dropped off at the property. I pick the materials. So what a lot of contractors will do, and they'll get pissed off when you say this, and if they do, get them out the door, because what they often do is they'll buy the flooring from their manufacturer at $1.50 a square foot, but they'll upcharge it for you, and they'll charge you $2 a square foot on top of the fees that they're already charging you for their hourly rate or whatever. So that's not cool, man. That's not how this works. I'm a real estate investor. I'm building a business. I'm giving you, Mr. Contractor, a shit ton of work all year long. You better treat me right. If you're upcharging on materials, I don't think so. So this is what I do. Labor only. I buy the flooring. I buy the kitchens. I buy the paint and the trim, etc. And I have it delivered to the property. It's super easy, by the way. It's not that more work. I just order everything online or over the phone, and my suppliers drop it off at the property. Not very hard at all, so don't worry about that. So labor only. So what this does is it keeps them honest, because when they quote on a job and they're including material and they say the job's gonna cost $25,000, and you're like, I don't know, that seems about right, 25 grand, okay, they could have upcharged you on all that material. So what I do is labor only. So that same $25,000 quote, I'm probably gonna get them to say, I don't know, 16, 18 grand or whatever, labor only. So it's super easy for me to see if they're upcharging, because if I can say, 20,000 bucks for labor, right? this job is gonna take 3 weeks, probably with 2 guys. If I calculate the hours, you know, whatever, you're charging me $105 an hour. And I've done this many times to my contractors all the time, right? I catch them sometimes and then they go, yeah, I guess you're right. And then drop the price because it's super easy to catch them when they're overcharging, and they catch themselves too. And they kind of go, yeah, you're right. That's probably too much. I'll drop it down to 13,000 or whatever, right? So this is super easy, keeps them honest. And this is what I like to do. This is what I do for all my jobs. All my contractors already know this. Every single quote is labor only. That way there I know, super easy. I run some numbers, 40 bucks an hour divided by the price. You know, it's pretty easy to figure out if they're charging too much or not. The fourth thing you wanna do is do not pay upfront, ever. Remember, we're only getting a labor quote. So a lot of contractors will want a payment up front because they'll say, hey Matt, I gotta buy some materials to get the job started, you know, and I don't want you to screw me and not pay me, so I need 25% of the job up front to start the job. Not if I'm paying you labor only. I'm buying the materials, Mr. Contractor. Don't worry about that. I'll have them dropped off at the property before you even start. So they only get paid as the project, you know, goes on. And here's how you do it, the payment schedules. So I pay my contractors 25%. When they get, because they start the job for free. And if a contractor doesn't agree to that, they can get the hell out, because that's how this business works. I'm buying all the materials. All you gotta do is go there. I'll pay you probably in the first 2 weeks of the property. No different than an employee working at a job for free, basically, until they reach 2 weeks. Then they get paid for the 2 weeks that they just did. That's standard. That's how it works out there. That's how it works in here as well. So I'll pay you 25% of the job once you reach the 25% mark. Here's your check for this part. Then they do another 2 weeks, let's say, before they get to the 50% mark. Then I'll pay you the remaining 25% for up to here. You get where I'm going. 25%, then the job's done at 100%, and then they're done. They get paid at the very, very end when the property is cleaned, it's all good, and then you get your final check. This is how you really protect yourself when it comes to contractors. If you follow these 5 things, it's super rare that you will get screwed by a contractor. Again, even me who has this big business and I was a contractor, from time to time, I've had contractors still jerk me around, and it was only when I didn't listen to my gut. If I follow all these 5 steps, it is like almost impossible for a contractor to take advantage of you, especially if you're using this section right here, the payment schedule for labor only. Anyway, guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something. If you did, smash that like button right below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel right below so you can get more awesome tips like this 2 to 3 times a week. To find out more about me, how to get my books, how to work with me, how to get my courses, get all of those in the links below, and I will see you in the next video.